HarperCollins and Harper Audio present The Guest Children, a novel, by Patrick Tarr, performed by Jeffrey Kafer and Nicola F. Delgado. For B and B. Part 1. Frances and Michael. 1. After the bomb killed their mum and dad, Frances dragged Michael from the ruin of their home and ran into the smoke-shrouded street, looking for help. Air raid sirens wailed across the city as the AK-AKs fired on Luftwaffe planes and spotlights stabbed the darkness overhead. A barrage balloon, halfway free of its moorings, slumped across the guttering orange skyline. Frances knew she mustn't panic. Although she could see fires blazing in 3 other buildings close by, it was possible that all of London would burn and crumble on this night, a city reduced to humps of toppled stone and charred wood. She was frightened. So Frances told herself that her mum and dad would be all right, even though she'd seen their bodies, and she knew that they wouldn't. Frances lied to herself so she could devote all her attention to minding Michael. At 9, he was her younger brother by only 2 years, but Michael was a timid, scattered boy, far more childlike than his years could excuse. Michael carried his stuffed bear Stanley dangling from one hand. The bear was already old and ragged, with uneven and mismatched eyes. He was coated with brick dust now, too, his feet bouncing across the rubble as Michael walked. Frances thought Michael was far too old for Stanley, but Mum and Dad always refused to tell him so. She supposed it was her job now. As they passed a raging house fire, her skin prickled in the heat. Still more sirens cried out in the distance. The noise was unlike anything she'd ever heard. Frances feared her own screams would soon add to the din. Looking to the fire before her, she couldn't even recall which building it used to be, but in that moment she was just grateful for its warmth. Michael looked back to her, his brown eyes glittering in the firelight. Stanley's black ones glittered too, and Frances was glad then that they had the old bear along with them. She heard the strange tinkling sound of footsteps coming through the brick rubble. A shadow appeared through the smoke. With the flames behind it, the figure drawing close upon them looked like some dark angel come to harvest dead souls. Frances froze in place, hoping that if she remained still enough, the apparition wouldn't find her there. Michael was always ill at ease with strangers. Quite unreasonably so, Frances thought. But when her brother saw someone approaching through the ruin of the street, he ran towards them, wailing, with his arms outstretched. Frances held back, still frozen, until she saw the upturned bowl shape of the National Fire Service helmet on the man's head. When she saw that, Frances dashed to the fireman so quickly that she tripped over a brick and skinned both her knees raw. She was up and running again before she even felt the sting. 2. The Hawksby children were passed off from guardian to guardian, each one brimming with a chipper energy and optimism that both confused and irritated Michael. He knew that everything wasn't going to be all right, no matter what they cooed at him while they squeezed his shoulders through his borrowed shirt. With each new person trying to reassure him, Michael sank further into a certainty that things could only become worse. The Hawksbys found themselves with a group of children travelling to Paris.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?